Just flip me around. Let's see.
That's
Go
right.
back.
Yeah, I'm back. I took, I
Okay, do
changed.
it on your. You have to do your own screen to go back.
Yeah, so
Tap your
you
screen
know,
and go to grid view.
yeah, I did that. I went to grid view. We're all good. Everybody, John, you're good, right?
Can't see
Uh,
John.
I'm
You're
still
still
with the rocks. Yeah.
go to grid view.
Where's that
On
at?
top, right next to where it says add a person.
Tap the screen.
On top, add plus person. It
What do I
says
got? What I got? Press on
hit
those
grid.
three. The three
Hit
lines.
grid and go to the view.
What's grid? I don't see no grid.
It says
got
grid view.
Do I press on the three lines?
No, on the other side of the page. But I can see you all. Shannon, that little rascal.
You can tap like on your profile
So
picture.
I wanna get back to Ruben's story. So we have Social Security award, but no benefits. Then we have a court issue trying to force you to pay money you don't have. And then did they put a warrant out
Oh, I have multiple warrants. I've been arrested close to 15 times.
regarding child support?
Yes.
No criminal offense.
No criminal offense.
And a disabled father,
And
they issued a warrant.
Wait,
No-
wait, oh, it gets better. It gets better. So they did a homebound check. That's what that's called.
Right.
Homebound check.
Homebound visit.
Police came to my door. My mom was here and my step pops was here. I wound up getting tasered because I didn't want to comply and go with them to the hospital because I was catching seizures that day. But I feel I get more triggers around cops. Me and cops, they're good people when they are, and there's some bad ones. But I've had the brunt to where I've had a lot of bad ones around that do stuff to me. So I get nervous around them. I don't like
I'm
them around me.
concerned that some of this tasering to you may have affected your neurological.
Well, it's been like that for years, but I believe that triggered
I think
me
that
even
could
more.
hinder some more, and that's why we're going to have, Dr. Tomanoff uh, uh, talk with you, and as we explore what we can do. Did you get to talk to Julio? Did you call Julio?
I didn't get to call him yet. I
Okay.
was setting up this video.
Okay.
say your parents must have just been flipping out trying to control themselves to see all that going down.
Actually, it has to give all kudos to my mom. My father and mother were together at the time, but my mother was basically my mother and father.
That must have been horrifying to see. What precinct was that came?
107th.
107.
And then why do you give her kudos? What happened?
Because my mother was a nurse her whole life.
Oh,
okay. So she's an RN.
Yeah, she's a nurse.
She's an RN. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's
she took care of you.
She took care of me. Yeah.
Interesting. That's so we had.
You got tasered. She was taking care of you.
She was the one who called them to come check me because she was the one trying to call me for all those hours and I wouldn't wake up. So, I think for like a whole week I didn't go on social media. I didn't post anything. Nobody saw me. So everybody, I was in a depressive mood. Oh, I had a nurse person who worked with me here, Anthony Palmer. He wound up catching COVID and he wound up dying in the hospital.
Oh, geez, what a tragedy!
I had to witness all this, help him, everything like that. Altogether it was like 6 people who caught COVID in this area in my house. Those 6 people, 4 of them dead. So I had to go through all this, and 3 of those people were basically nursing assistants, that were from Freedom Care or from another agency. They wound up dying. Me, I didn't catch it not once.
Did you ever, just to go off topic again, because while everybody's talking and asking, did you ever use phenobarbital? That's for seizures too.
I can't use anything except the Depakote because I almost got killed with the Keppra. It was like 3 or 4 of them that they gave. They said I'm not immune to that, and my blood and everything like that with neuro.
Well, urine flushing. I'm going to try as an advocate, I'm a full service advocate.
Mm.
I try and, the organization's mission is disabled people coming together to make ability, because we're challenged in our abilities. So what I did was make an organization that would come together, and through all of our shortcomings, we would create a strong ability. Everybody doing one thing. Like, you're very talented. Look, already you solved my biggest problem with the thing, and then we'll go over some things to secure it so that people can't steal our stuff. The technical end. You see,
Yeah, so. Mm.
Shannon helps me with my drifting because of my dyslexia, and she helps organize my thought because I'm all over the place. Very smart, photographic memory, but when I go and argue, I have to line up my argument because I can go on and on and on and cite the law and the thing, and I'll remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon tries to help me pace myself. She's very valuable. She's very valuable. And
it definitely is. I would love something like that, but like me, I stay to myself a lot because.
Well, we're gonna change that.
I'm
We're gonna do a lot with
hopefully.
ADA, and we're gonna look into things for maybe special needs kids that can have some interest in computer because you're really smart with that. Maybe that's your calling in life, to help little disabled kids find some interest. You are a dad, so I know that you.
That's another thing.
Like that.
I don't know if you looked at all the stuff I sent you, but I was also a volunteer for Bed-Stuy Volley, which is an ambulance corporation that they actually go save people. I was also in the Air Force. You understand? Civil Air Patrol. I know how to fly planes and everything. I was also auxiliary police.
I did that. I did that.
Where I did everything. I did all those steps as a kid, but my health, it wasn't allowing me to completely do that. So I went to school, and then the schooling, I learned so much. I write 47 languages in computer coding. I speak 8 fluent languages. I do a lot, clothing, everything. And I'm trying to basically profess it out there because I don't want anybody to think just because you have a disability, it's a shortcoming or anything like that. No, it's not a shortcoming. It's just something you were born with. Now, it makes you more stronger than the average person because you have to live with that critical condition, and you have to show society that you can overcome it. So that's what I've been trying to do. As far as teaching kids computers, I do that for ATI, which is Alternative to Incarceration for youths who are 16 to 21. I used to do it with Fortune Society, Osborne Association, and Exus. You understand? These are all programs when kids come out of prison and stuff like that. They go into this reform, and it betters their life for a training program to go out to the world and actually use that training and that skill craft set to, endeavor their endeavors.
And imagine that. Look at this. See, now people are hearing you, and people are probably trying to wonder now, they issued a warrant for this guy for support that he's disabled. He's got already a federal law that limits what you can contribute, and their mindset is as if you don't want to take care of your kid, where they prejudge you, which is another constitutional violation. But the one that troubles me most is the harm they cause to you and during his tasering. And that's why I'm a big fan of retraining, because I don't believe police should have any role in dealing with the disabled unless they could be on the scene. But I was promoting, at the time I ran for mayor, when I met Carl, our ex-associate, police advocate, an outside agency that monitors for the police and for the citizen.
There is an agency that does that, APS. That's what they're supposed to send. They were supposed to send APS.
They were developed, but they've not developed correctly. When I wanted this idea, because I designed it, the purpose was, see, these other money pits that come out, somebody's putting money in their pocket from the funding. Mine, and we see, I formed the Civil Rights Police. There is none. There's only the DOJ, and they pick and choose what case they're going to review. So that doesn't protect my constitutional rights when I'm disabled. I have a law that does it, but no enforcement behind it. So I created what is. And well, actually, I'm going to be addressing that. I was just telling Shannon in the documents that I'm going to put before the court and declare again, so the declaration is there. Because people have stolen from my website the information to proclaim to others that they're like me, to get money from them. We raise money for families or individuals, and the membership just helps us keep going, and people who volunteer like you and do extra help, so we don't have to pay that, because we are the voice of the disabled, the vulnerable, the ones that can't speak for themselves because their disability is that severe. So joining people together to unite is why I'm firm on that we become the one voice for all voices, the ones that are limited. And being that chief officer, and that's where Shannon's the second voice to me, because when I don't say it right, she rewrites it. So I say it right. But the thing that matters most is the passion that's driven, that brings me to do it, to preserve our humanity, to acknowledge that nobody chose to be disabled. It's a hand up, not a handout. Mm-hmm. And that's been my slogan for 38 years this July. And it was respected by President Reagan, Bush, Daddy Bush, even Slick Willie up there, Bill Clinton and Hillary, and even Obama sent one. The two Democratic presidents did not support me, but Hillary really admired me. And there's lots of photos. You see me and Hillary in there because she said, "This is what you do, Darren. You're good at this." We had a real honest, sincere, regardless of all the things that she'd done. When she was talking to me as the advocate and as my senator, she made sure a grant paper gave to me. She was doing the thing, but what's bad about these folks when they become politicians, they throw themselves in the arena like this sexual charges against the governor, the murdering of 15,000 in a nursing home, when I gave them an alternative. And the alternative was use the armories and take back Pilgrim State Hospital and start using them and use the schools while they're empty. No, he decided to put the vulnerable grandparents and parents in harm's way that would result in death by putting them in a nursing home after the CDC said folks like me with 9/11 conditions, folks like you could not be in contact. He went against that. He's the elected official responsible to protect you. He didn't do that. And that is a crime, because his oath is to protect me, not his interest. And he didn't do that. My uncle was in the hospital. They cut off his testicle. He got sick and infected. They left him unattended for 7 weeks. And they sent a bill to Medicare that they were visiting him every day for 25 minutes and charged $200. To all of us, we pay that. And he wasn't even seen. They lied. And the governor was reported that. He took no action. My uncle was held captive. They wouldn't let me leave with him. It's a nursing home, not a hospital. They wouldn't let me leave. So when I hear stories like yours, I bring up the stories I'm in to also bring a little relief to the person that they've not been singled out, that this abuse to disabled citizens around the country is a systemic problem, just like there is, because there is racism. They do it if you're a black individual, if you're a Latino individual. My uncle happens to be Latino, and they left him like a dog, with a blanket that they give you in prison, with dirty, holy shoes, while they stole $36,000 of his pension. Where's the justice there? I'm in court now to get justice. Justice is for all and not for some. That's why this topic today was, is there justice? Is there justice for Ruben? We're going to go and get it, because Ruben, it's limiting. Go ahead.
Ruben.
Yeah.
I heard you say before you were in the Air Force?
Yeah, Civil Air Patrol.
Oh, not the military.
Not military, but we were assigned to a military base, and we were just helping with planes and everything like that, learning the aeronautics and everything, going to school for it. But when it came down to the health test, that's where they were like, no, you can't continue. Same thing with the EMS, you understand? I couldn't continue. Same thing with auxiliary police. I couldn't continue. Epilepsy is not, it's frowned upon. It's a stigma behind it that I'm a liability.
That's
right. Understand to anything.
I'm wondering how you got into the Air Force with having that condition.
Yeah, it didn't go all the way.
Crashed the plane. You would have crashed the plane.
Actually, I got 390 hours of flight time. I only needed 10 more for a pilot license.
Wow.
You know,
Impressive.
with auxiliary, I went exactly 8 months without going, and then they gave the physical, and they looked up my record, and they were like, "You have epilepsy." I had to tell them the truth, and then they were like, "Well, you lied on the application and said your health was all good."
Well, today you don't have to give that. Today you don't
Hey,
have to
back then you
divulge your
did.
medical. Yeah,
Back then
well,
you had
it's
to
because
disclose all that.
we didn't have the well, let's see, yeah, before, yeah. Let me see. No, we had the ADA then, but not, it wasn't empowered in New York. I did auxiliary in 1983 in Staten Island.
Mine was 94 to 96, I believe.
Yeah. Well, we had the ADA in 1990, but it was so vague to people. I was lobbying for it and from the 80s. And like I said, Reagan, I was one of the famous Reagan memos. I was the guy he contacted because I said I could be a thief. Now I know why there's thieves out there stealing. I want to feed my child, and I'll come and sweep the floor of the White House. I could do some things, but I can't do other things. What about opportunity for me? Don't I matter? Doesn't my country care about me? I would die for my country. That caught his attention. And then
You
he
know,
gave
the most scariest moment though was like actually a couple months ago. Actually, no, a year, 3 months ago.
yes.
I went to a doctor, Mount Sinai
Okay.
in Bronx. They said, "Oh, you're gonna die soon," because I had tumors as well, cancerous tumors.
Oh,
Said,
Jesus.
"Oh, wow, for real?" And then the tumors, they wind up being calluses because I hit my head so much that blood clots, it forms up on the brain and stuff like that and looks like callus. So they're like, "You're gonna die." Like, oh, okay, cool. Gonna see the afterlife. Cool. So I'm trying to picture me dying, everything like that, what type of casket I'm gonna have, trying to tell my family. I didn't tell my family what was going on for
Oh
at
my
least five
word.
months. 5 months or 6 months. I didn't tell them about my visits, my chemo real quick. I didn't tell them nothing. I didn't want to tell nobody. I didn't
Jesus.
want no pity party. Um,
Right. But
what
that's
happened
hard
next?
carrying with you by yourself.
Yeah. So I wound up basically getting more stronger like that. Like keeping all that in. And then come to find out,
I
I'm
get
taking
that.
my pills, I'm doing everything, right. But I created my own death bucket list. So people telling me, yo, how are you doing all this? I went skydiving, I went everything, boating, fishing for 400-pound tunas. I did
Wow.
everything that I
That's
dreamt of
great.
doing. I
That
did
was a
everything I dreamt of
blessing
doing.
in
Jet skis.
disguise.
I jumped off the highest building in the United States. You
Oh,
understand? And Las Vegas. I did so much stuff that it inspired me just to smile all the time.
You're like
Say,
Vin Diesel.
life is cherished. Yeah, it was nice. It really was.
Good
And I
for
felt like
you.
it was
that would be a really good story in a book to
You
write.
know,
I know.
it's
I'm thinking
funny
about
you
doing
said
it
that.
too.
Yeah, you should do it.
The funny thing you say about that, Ruben. One of the shows I drafted up, and they didn't have this. I wrote it up about 12, 14 years ago, to be exact. I registered it. I wanted to have a show called Amazing Abilities, and I wanted to focus more. You have this survival and this show, and everybody's going stranded, but all of those folks are able. I wanted to put, and I still have it written out and drafted up. I wanted to put like disabled veterans that are still in shape, that lost their legs, to put them to the same test, to pretty much bitch slap these other ones that whine and wean and on their survival efforts, to show the character of these men and women that serve this country, would, even with their struggles today, because I wanted to get trainers in. And I'm still thinking of it. Who knows what we're going to do in the next coming years, but I know we're going to do a lot of things. But I call the show Amazing Abilities, and I drafted it all up, and I wanted to have them compete, and the prize would be $1 million, you know, because, like it's in the group. It's like, this five against this five, and it'd be like, I don't know, 200,000 each. So you got five veterans from different branches of service, who's missing an arm, who's missing a leg. And the survival issue that they gave to these folks, they're going to do it at a disadvantage, and And see, your statement is that, you see, that's the thing. They have this thought in their head in society that we don't want to be mainstreamed. Okay, they give you these things like in a general setting. The reality is this: some of us can't be in a general setting. We cannot bring a stretcher into the general setting. We have to come up with alternatives. And throughout the years, I have created thoughts and ideas. And this may be something as we go forward in the organization and computer things to, like, because I don't know how to use computer for anything but send a text or look at my tweets, and I'm very limited. Okay. As you can see, as I tried to link us, you know, we can make more inclusive ways. You know, back in the early days, they never had a hoist, and I would put out and get the attention. And then they designed a hoist for the pools. I wanted to create, and I still have the draftings, I wanted to make a multi accommodating facility. You're used to going to hotels and resorts. Okay, you could appreciate this. To hotels and resorts. And one of the things we could put in there is that emergency alarm, that device. And these are the folks that I'm going to get to sponsor it. I wanted to make, and I have the drafting of it, that I wanted the facility to be more disabled friendly than it was able friendly. That for once, the family would be taking their special needs children and those that are in wheelchairs and have the hoist. And then the hoist company was following me. They would call me because there was no hoist. I used to talk about designing one, and a company designed one where they could put you in and out of the water of the pool. Okay. These are the kind of things I wanted to do, something like that with the skiing. Given the same, you could do something given the effect of it. You know what I mean? That you can have a limited, and I spent a lot of time on trying to design things of that nature where they can get at least a feel of it, you know, having going down a mountain somehow where we can strap them. And I spent a lot of time, but I wanted that type of resort where, you know, because there are none. They are none. They become disabled friendly because of mandate. They do the bare minimum and not go the full 9 to make it more, to embrace the community more, to understand the disability. They go by the book instead of by the nature of the individual. You know, that's why having shows like this and the things going forward, it's more important to bring a greater awareness to the limitation so that the warranted need can really be addressed. And we'd have a better solution for accommodating. We would know better how if we just listened more, watched more, that we would know better how to help Ruben, that the courts and the state's duty to Title II of the ADA to view it in its full capacity, to bring this, like this court issue. This is a Lane, Tennessee issue, clearly, because they didn't accommodate. Instead, they arrested. This is Lane to the letter. And in federal court, you'll win. But I don't know what our time is. I think, what time did we start the show, folks?
1:45.
That's what time we started?
Yeah. Hey, Ruben.
Yeah.
What's your updated diagnosis?
Updated diagnosis is full-blown epileptic, diabetic, high blood pressure.
With the tumor?
Oh, with tumor? No, I'm good. It's dormant.
Oh, okay, good. All right, that's
I'm
good.
good on all 6 of them. My arm, my head, my leg, my stomach, I believe right foot. Yeah, right foot.
Good.
So tumors are good. You know, like I just walk in pain though, like all the time. Like I'm 24/7 in pain. Right. You know, like my 2018, I was going on a medical ride. I wound up getting in a bad car accident, literally out the window. You understand?
So you got some other spinal issues from.
Oh yeah, and I still haven't seen not one penny from that case neither. Like Golden Rivers or something like that. They supposed to be representing me since 2018. Haven't called me, nothing like that. But legal work is in, and this is what ruptured my spine. My spine.
Well, maybe we'll take those lawyers out, and we'll put Julio in. We're gonna have that discussion when we end the show. We're gonna get him on the phone, and because Julio's a good guy. He's good at the cases. He calls with updates and he takes it and he looks and he assesses it, and he's good. I'm on top of him all the time. And he says, I promise I'll call you as soon as they get, because I'm on top of everybody. Because what nobody understands, John knows, Shannon knows, when you've been compromised by the life limitation as its identity of a disability, as an effect of a major life activity, that your finances have been compromised. And we rely on the little stipend security benefits that we get. Otherwise, you cannot exist. And when yours is extraordinary, but it's familiar to me. We're going to push them. I'm going to get on top of them. I sent a text to Julio because our audience, our viewers have just heard what injustice looks like. This is one of many injustices to you for your background, your ethnical background, and your disability. Just as Shannon was arrested for being a woman with a disability, we will not, I will not allow them, no state or a government employee whose duty is to serve country and the people, we the people of the United States, will walk, not on my watch. I will fight them with every last breath in me, because that's our duty to keep this republic, to fight with everything that's within us. And sometimes that means fighting each other, but not the bad each other, the ones that are coming against those freedoms to say it's their way and not the way. There is a way for us to progress. It's not their way. You know, it's maintaining the freedoms and the respect that we should have for one another, and also the abilities and challenges they're faced with. Because there are, what happened? We lost Ruben.
No, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Because of the abilities that you're faced with. You didn't choose to have epilepsy. You didn't choose to have a car accident. You didn't choose to be with the many talents. You've showed us that you've tried to do other things that are honorable. Air Force, right? Helping children, even in your disability. But yet, they issued a warrant. What is that about? We're going to show them what that's about in another forum.
I just want to end on this, though. What I feel that's about is that the government authorities at hand and the courts out here, they really don't like the urban being helped in anything. There's no community programs out here. There's nothing to take real gangsters and real people that are bad off the street and give them a program. There's no programs like that.
No,
now, a street person like me, you know, down to earth and everything like that, I can relate to them. I've been in their predicament. I've grown from that predicament. And with experience comes somebody that's a mentor. With a mentor becomes a role model. A role model basically takes and transforms another person's life. I don't care if I have to do this with 10,000 to 20,000 people. I've done it to where I've touched and empowered a lot of people's lives. Exactly. And I made them better. You understand? That's the greatest success, more than monetary gain in life. Our government has to think the same way.
Well, we have to. Well, the problem is we don't elect the right people all the time. And when some good folks come out, you know, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I think along those lines, and my supporters thought the same, because they didn't see politics in me. They saw patriotism. They saw somebody that wanted to make a difference. But the ones that were in charge made it different. They put me in 8th place when I was in 1st place. How did that happen? That's corruption. It exists. It's real. And we have to fight it, because it's in a place which makes America vulnerable in our election process. You should, Ruben, be able to run in a fair and free election. So should have I. But they didn't give me that opportunity. I was entitled to it. I actually paid to be there. John supported me. Shannon didn't know me at that point yet. She knew of me. But here's what we do know. Had I been there, but I'm not done yet. When I get there, I will make that difference. I will be that sounding gong, that clanging cymbal, that when I'm speaking, they're listening, that we have a duty to serve one another and country for a better place to live, for a more opportune country, because with opportunity is possibility. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
We give those folks an opportunity. We can see the best in them. We just need to give the opportunity. And what I've learned is those that are struggling most and not feeling sorry for themselves, because you got those folks that want the pity party. You got those folks that sit in a wheelchair and say, oh, poor me. And they want it to be just conform to the wheelchair. No, that's not what the ADA is about. The ADA is about restoring your independence. That's the accommodation you get. That's what's warranted. What will help Ruben be independent? That's the solution that I've been fighting for and looking for. And of course, the logistical sides of things where you held captive to a court, no hearing, where's your benefit? And
you know what? You know what else is crazy? It costs $73,000 a year to keep a prisoner in prison.
Yeah, 75,000.
75 probably now. But to actually help somebody who's disabled that they won't go to prison for conditions of not paying, why not get them a program? Why not do any of that?
Welfare. Look at it this way. Here, look at it. They give a benefit. It's $794. You can't pay your food bill with $794 a month. What do they expect you to do with that? Okay, eat good and live on the street. What do they expect you to do? And then they'll give you food stamps about $192, maybe.
Hey,
okay.
Ruben, you speak 8 languages fluently. You just said before.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Did you ever try applying for the UN to get a job at the UN?
Okay, so 9/11, 2013 at 9:11 a.m. I was listed as a terrorist inside prison. So no, I can't.
You can't do it.
I was a red flag. No.
Unbelievable.
And this was all like my light. Listen, I've never been to prison, and even the prison term that I went to, it was because I couldn't speak in court because I was on pills for my epilepsy. So the lawyer I had didn't want me to say anything. I didn't speak to him but one time, and they went the whole case.
Ineffective help. You had ineffective help. They call
ineffective help, ineffective counsel, all that.
Yeah,
that's a conflict of interest because
the
judge was actually the judge was related to the person that made the charge. It was crazy, and I wanted to do any of that. Yeah. It's a big case in Utica, New York. I want to go back on it, but I'm waiting until 2025.
Well,
they make a lot of money in the incarceration system
because of private prisons.
It's a slavery system.
It is.
That's a slavery system. You're getting paid 7 cents to 12 cents an hour to do what they get paid $20, $30 to do on the street. And then at that money, it gets put back into that system of nothing. Like you're making clothes, we're making soap, we're making chairs, we're making different type of things. You understand? They have asbestos training in there, everything. And the thanks that get for doing that, 12 cents, 18 cents the most.
Yeah, an hour. I know. That's insanity.
The craziest place I was Groveland Correctional Facility. Groveland Correctional Facility is a private facility owned by Caucasian rich people down the block. They have a house looking at the compound, and right beyond the gate is a golf course.
Yeah.
Okay. That golf course, I used to do horticulture. Horticulture, you learn about plants, you learn how to plant, you learn how to seed, healing, everything like that. And the mindset right there was, oh, you know what? They have us back in times of slavery because they empower us. They're oppressing us by looking at us smirking, playing a golf game and everything like that. And God can only imagine what they're thinking in their heads and stuff like that while playing these golf games and looking at us as we're picking the dirt and getting hit by police.
They're watching the money in their bank accounts go up for every person. They have to keep the jails full. That's why they arrest frivolously on the street. So now it's getting so bad they're arresting everybody just to keep the jails full. How do we know? Because this lovely young lady, my assistant, my Madam Chief here, was one of those victims. Just because they said they could. And I'm going to prove otherwise. But we're at the hour, and I want to keep the show on right. Ruben, we want to thank you. We're going to talk afterwards. Ruben, thanks.
I appreciate for being on the show and everything like that. It's a great honor. I thank you for all the advice.
Do you have a website or something?
Oh, that's another thing. I have over 2,000 websites.
Yeah.
I'm a web programmer.
Is there
That's
one or two that you want to share with listeners?
well, they could go to the umgnetwork.com, which is the music, film, and fashion. I also play in 6 web series, 3 movies.
umgnetwork.com.
Yeah. Or you could go to mrdopechef.com, which everybody refers to me.
Mr.
Dope doesn't mean no drugs. I'm just going to let the show know now. What dope means, DOPE, it means don't oppress people, educate. That's what that means. Okay? It's a whole anagram behind it, everything like that.
Dope.
Like that.
What's the second one?
Okay,
Chef. Oh, Mr. Dope Chef. MRDOPECHEF.com.
Shed like the wood shed?
Like chef, like
No,
chef,
chef,
like
chef,
me,
like
chef.
cooking.
Oh, chef.
Yeah.
Like a cook.
Like a chef. No, a cook is a cook. A chef is a master chef. A master.
No, I mean, as opposed to shed, where you chop wood. So
Oh,
chef.
you thought it said shed. No, chef. Chef.
Like someone who works with food and
Culinary.
CHEF. CHEF.
Yes.
you.
Right. So we want to thank you for coming on,
If
Ruben.
wanted to contact you, is there an email or?
It's all on there. Like it's self-form.
It's there.
Actually, I just built an application the other day within like an hour that if you go to any of the Instagrams I'm on, you click my link, it actually brings up a whole site that has all the sites on it. The client, you could donate from there, you could do everything from there. It's perfect, it's self-absorbing, it's
We have to fix the
easy to work
donating
with.
on Advocates for Disabled and
We're gonna get that too. We're gonna get that too, definitely.
So Ruben, thank you for coming. We're gonna have you back again because we're gonna see how we're progressing.
Okay.
Before we go, John wanted to say something about another case that we are working on that you have on your phone, John. That other case.
Oh,
And
yeah.
On Chris LaMarche. On Chris
Did
LaMarche.
you already do the books?
Oh,
What?
I'm going to get to that. We're going to get to that. John wants to say something about Chris LaMarche. You got some update on Chris LaMarche. Ruben is a veteran who they tried to put AWOL. I got a senator involved. We solved that. He was hit by a FedEx truck and left on the road for dead. And while he was in the hospital, the Army tried to consider him AWOL so they wouldn't have to give him benefits. Okay?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he had traumatic brain injury, and that happened in 2015. They didn't give him his benefit, and they sent him on missions with TBI, traumatic brain injury. We're still on fighting this case. We got a Senator Langford involved in Oklahoma, and I've been fighting for him, working on that. And then we got an update. So John's going to just so our viewers can hear the update and what's going on the case. John?
I can't see John.
Oh, his wife, Christopher's wife, sent us a text that his case is being updated, and it's being assessed and sent to Texas. All right, so we'll have an answer on that pretty soon. So we're getting updated on it, and we'll keep you guys out there listening. What the outcome of his case is. But so far it's looking good. It's going in the right direction.
Good.
It's good
I'll
to hear.
pray for him.
Well, for all those who want to support and stuff like that, the 28th, I go back to court, turning myself in. I don't know what's to come of it or anything like that, but I do have so much paperwork that I want
Wait a second. On the 28th of August, you got to?
Yeah.
Well, I got to make myself have to get up there on the 27th. Where are you?
I'm back.
I'm going to have to get up there on the 27th and see if, as long as they don't restrict me, we're just going to have to leave God that I'm going to get there because I'm going to try and do that. But let's see with Ruben, with Julio. But, we're going to be talking after the show, of course. So just to keep with time restraints, it's 2:50, and we want to start doing the show timely so that we can have it. And then we'll talk about those.
Well, next one, I think we're going to try something. I don't know. Me and Sean are going to try discussing Instagram right now. Instagram badges. It pays out, like to any type of talk shows more than 15 minutes to 30 minutes, and it goes in algorithm. So if we start getting a lot of viewership and everything like that, monthly, it becomes a big check right there. Like $300-400 just to be on it.
Let's work that out. Ruben, thanks for coming. Let's talk about John's book. We want to go. Where's that book, Shannon? We want to go to lastgoodbye-book.com to know
about it.
Oh, wait.
With me. And I can't see you and I can't see Johnny.
Why? You can't see me?
I can't see you and I can't see Johnny.
Why can't you see me?
I had to come back quick.
Profiles.
Okay, so we want to get that book. We want to thank everybody for joining in at Triple Vibes Radio, code Wind Talkers. We want to thank my lovely assistant, special assistant, Madam Chief Shannon Greer. And yes.
I got one more thing.
Go ahead.
So they say that you can't do things in life. Listen, when I came out, I put all my life to writings. Just like I'm sure Joe did. John, right? John. Just as sure as John did, my thing was all poetry. So the Life Collection of Mr. Ruben J. Burgos, 88 poems. I won the Edgar Allan Poe Award and the Shakespearean of the Decade Award.
No kidding.
This book, 182,000 copies to the Board of Education in New York City.
That's impressive.
People basically put it in it. You understand? Great. So, go get it. It's everywhere. Barnes and Noble, everywhere.
Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm getting my book for everybody to see. For all the little children, you're gonna appreciate that. Yes, I am. And here it is.
Everybody.
Nice.
This is The Seasons of Emma. It is the first and one of a kind, never to be duplicated. Published by Christian Faith, but we're going to change them because this is about, I'm going to show everybody.
Disability people.
That's right. Emma and her friends, which it's the seasons, so it gives you an idea. But Shannon's going to be working on book 2 with me. I'm excited about that because she'll give the little girl perspective, because the actual Emma, and it tells about that in the beginning of the book of what it's made for and why I made it. And it's actually me, but I made her a little girl, but to remember a little girl while I was in school who fell in the schoolyard and her prosthesis fell off. And as a guy that just had a bad leg, it impacted me because she had no leg, a fake leg. So I felt more blessed and felt worse for her than I did for myself, and the embarrassments, as we all feel as kids that look different. So I know what different feels like. So I try and make a difference for those that feel different.
Yeah.
And Shannon's going to be helping me with book 2, and just to put it out. And there are 18 books in my head, and it's an incredible series. And we also, John.
I want a copy. John, I'd like a copy of your book as well.
Absolutely. We're going to get them, and I'll get you a copy signed. And we're going to, me and John, we're talking about it. And Shannon, of course, my lovely assistant, Madam Chief. Emma's going to be, we're working on it. It's going to go to the, what do they call those award things? The film festival. Our good friend, and you'll meet him. He's our producer. We're working together and creating together the mini series of The Last Goodbye. I wanted to take it from movie to mini series because I don't think we can tell John's story in 2 to 3 hours. I think this is more to 2 to 3 seasons so that they can understand the man within the man that was a boy who did a man's job and who he is today, and how that Vietnam War went and took one of his family members, and they were only 19 years old. And it's going to show a lot of things, and it's going to go through the periods of America. Sean, if you're listening, it's going to show some of our Vietnam history of America. And these books and these stories all matter. Yes? So you were saying?
That's very good. That's very positive.
And it's incredible. And I'm just happy to be able to do this. So everybody, thank you, and thank all of you. And we would just like to go out. Alexa, continue, and we'll go out in song. Everybody, thank you so much. We'll see you next time on Cold Wind Talk. And defend you still today. There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American. Where it means I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. Thank you, John, for your service.
Thank you.
And to all of you listening, veterans, thank you for your service. What a nice way to end the show. Goodbye, everybody. God bless everybody. We'll see you next time on Code Wind Talk.
Ruben, I need your address. I'll send you a book. Give me your address.
Definitely, I'll send it right now.
If you're not sure what to play next,
Thank you, Alexa.
I can recommend some music.
Bye.
Alexa's recommending some music now.
Sure, Alexa.
All right, let's sample some music and see what you think.
Oh boy. All right, have a good one, y'all.
God bless. God bless. Ruben, take care, buddy.
50
All
great
right?
love songs.
Darren, I'll talk to you.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right.